An amazing thing took place Wednesday, but I bet you didn't hear much about it. A school resource officer in Illinois stopped a 19-year-old gunman at a high school, saving countless lives. When the suspect started shooting near the school gym, the officer confronted him, chased him, shot him.
I could not be more proud of the police officer and the way he responded to the situation. With shots ringing out through the hallways of the school, he charged toward the suspect and confronted him head on. Because of his heroic actions, countless lives were saved. We are forever indebted to him for his service and his bravery.
So the obvious question is, why isn't this all over the news? After all, someone once said that news isn't just what happens, it's what doesn't happen. The problem is, in this case, the media isn't interested in what doesn't happen. Lives were saved, thankfully, so the story didn't fit the narrative. And the press, therefore, moved on to other non-happening things, like collusion. So obviously, it's good news that this wasn't a big story. But it's also bad news that it isn't a big story for its own sake. Because in this non-news story, truth is revealed that one can save lives by actually protecting people. For the duration of a gun attack is always dictated by the arrival of a second gun. And this incident is no exception. Look up the unpublished CDC report that indicates nearly 2.5 million defensive uses of guns a year. Didn't hear about that either? I did say it was unpublished. I wonder why. It's the way the press uses silence selectively to create only one story angle that carries the seal of media approval, which is why I did this monologue in the first place, so someone might hear it, and you know the name of Mark Dallas. So, KG, Mark Dallas was the officer who, I just find it interesting, the media is interested in gun stories, except for these kind.
Yeah, well, they're not interested in where guns save lives and are used to put down somebody that, in fact, is trying to do harm. So I like the way you ended that, too, and you're like, Mark Dallas, because that's important, to know the names of the individual that actually committed, a heroic act and saved lives, and that's the whole point. When we talk about schools and gun-free zones and things like that are very, very vulnerable, they're soft targets. Think about it over and over again. Like I said, I've responded to the scenes of the crime when I was in the officer involved shooting team. Anytime there was a discharge of a weapon or shooting like that and the police had to go out on it, you see what happens. And you go to the movie theater and you go to the school and you go to these places and you say, if only someone had been armed there to be able to do something and act decisively, lives could be saved. So, weapons are used in many instances and in wars to create peace, ultimately.
Dana, the left often uses every story as some kind of political tool. This is something that says is an argument for more guns in schools, but you don't really hear that.
Well, part of the reason is because it works. Like the process that was in place for that school district worked, and so if a policy works, you often don't write about it. But I also think that in some ways it could do what you're saying, which is remember when Rahm Emanuel said you never let an opportunity go to waste. So I think that this is actually true on the other side, which is that if you're a local school district and you're worried about the possibility of a shooter in your school, having an armed resource officer could actually be your answer.
Yeah, Jesse, should the officer not been there with a gun? Should it have been a gun-free zone?
No. So this officer did the exact opposite of what the officer did in Parkland. Yeah. Remember, he hid and cowered and waited outside. This one followed protocol and directly addressed and then neutralized the shooter. But your point is exactly right. News isn't necessarily about what you cover, it's about what you don't cover. And your asteroid analogy rings true here. They don't always cover good economic news for the Trump administration. They don't cover news that might benefit the NRA narrative, and that's fine. Every outlet has to make their own editorial decision about what they do or don't cover, but when 90% of the media is liberal and 10% isn't, there's a lot of impact about what that 90% does not cover, and it does a disservice to the readers and the viewers who aren't fully informed before they can make a decision or have an opinion.
Juan, I'm sure my monologue changed your mind completely.
Hearts and minds.
It felt to me like someone had a gun pointed at me. I said, you know what?
You felt that before.
Right. Yeah, but the thing is, what's interesting to me is not that it doesn't get covered, because you're right. I think it's like, the famous saying, we don't cover safe landings at national airports, right? So that's not typically what gets covered. But you make it into a policy argument about whether or not guns should be in schools and in classrooms and all over, and that's where I think I disengaged, because to my mind, I look at Stoneman that Jesse mentioned, and there was an armed guard. I look at Columbine, I look at Virginia Tech, I look at the Pulse nightclub. There were armed guards at all of these mass shootings. Did it stop them? No. And then you look and you say, well, let's ask the people involved. Let's get away from a bunch of TV people. Let's ask the teachers in these schools. Do they think that they should have guns or they should be armed guards? No. What about the parents? Parents love kids. I think we can all agree with that. The parents think, no. Parents say they don't want these guns in their schools. Maybe because they know when guns are around, more accidents, actually more fatalities.
What poll is that you're citing?
Yeah, I got to move on anyway. More guns, less crime. The CDC report, 2.5 defensive uses of guns. So that's stats, too.